Always worth hanging around after sunset because you can never really be sure what's going to happen. What a fabulous evening. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. Today I came out with the intention of exploring some new areas of woodland on the side of the mountain that I haven't been to before. I did say in my Q&A video that I had a couple of new locations for woodlands that I was going to be scouting soon, and I haven't actually managed to get out and do those for various reasons. But there's still actually some woodland here that I've not been to, so this afternoon it was forecasting clear skies and a bit of breeze, so I thought I'll go and have a look at some woodlands. Unexpectedly, there are clouds. Now it's 10 to 7 right now. Sunset is just before 9 o'clock, I think about 2 minutes to 9 officially. There's mountains over that way, as I've said on numerous occasions, so the sun will actually disappear a lot before that. Whether those clouds are going to hang around for the next 2 hours or not, I have no idea. But I thought, well, while I'm here, I'll stop and I'll just shoot a little bit of a time lapse, see if we can see how the clouds are moving across the sky. I thought it might be something a bit different. And who knows, maybe I'll take a shot while we're here. It's still a bit too early really, the sun's too high, but the light on the mountain actually isn't too bad, so I might take a shot while I'm here, we'll see. And then I'll go off and have a look and see what the woodland looks like, and just keep an eye on those clouds, because if it stays reasonably clear over that way, with clouds over that way, we could have something nice tonight. Or maybe we won't, we'll have to see. Okay, so I did the time lapse and now I thought I'd do a shot. As I said, the conditions aren't ideal, but I don't think that cloud's going to hang around, so I think it's worth it. It's not going to be a great image because the light's still too harsh, but we've got some nice blue sky and some nice clouds. I've gone wide angle 16mm just to fit a load of stuff in. Got this track kind of leads into the scene, and then the mountains come in from the top right hand side and down across to the clouds. F11 1/50th of a second, and I'm focused on infinity. 2-second timer. Okay, so I found my way into this little bit of woodland here, a bit of a scramble up to get to it. But what's appealing to me here is this one tree. And the reason it's appealing to me is all the other trees are pretty much straight. But this one's got this curve. And I'm just trying to work out how I can use that in a composition that will make for an interesting image. We've got some quite nice light coming in and the sun's dropping a bit lower, so that light's going to get better in the next few minutes. So I think I'm going to have a bit of a check around and see what I can find. Okay, so I'm set up here now. I've got 16 to 35 lens on at 16 millimeters. I've got a little bit of sort of green foliage, some leaves here in the bottom left hand corner, and then this curved tree curves up from about a third of the way in at the bottom and goes up out of the top of the frame. And then I've got all the other trees are vertical. I've got circular polarizer on to cut out a bit of glare, but because the sun's coming in and shining on the lens from this side, I'm getting some flare over here, so I'm going to use this to block it. And I'm also going to focus stack, so I'm going to do one shot focused and right the way out at infinity, and then block the sun, and then we'll do one shot focused right in on the foreground. Yeah, I think that'll make for quite an interesting image. It's quite nice, that. Yeah, happy with that. Okay guys, I've stopped really quickly to try and get a shot of this fantastic cloud formation over here behind me. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm just going to show you directly on the camera. And the sun's just gone behind it. So I've got the camera set up. So I've put in a 2-stop hard-edged ND grad. Completely unexpected, just saw it as I came around the corner in the trail and just had to stop and get it quickly. A little bit more detail on the settings actually. So 16 to 35 lens at probably about 32 millimeters I think. F11 focused on infinity. Nothing much else to say. Okay, so I grabbed that shot of that interesting cloud formation as quick as I could because I wasn't sure how long it was going to last. But I'm not entirely sure about the composition. I just had to kind of go with whatever I could find in a very small area. So I've kind of raced along the trail to a point where I think I've got a potential for a better composition. The cloud's still there. The sun's now come out from behind it. So it's going to be a case of waiting until the sun drops just below the edge of the distant mountains before I can actually take a shot, because otherwise it's just going to be lens flare, which is not going to be any good. So I've set up, so I've got 16 to 35 lens on at about 24 millimeters and no filters because I'm pointing straight at the sun, so I want to minimize the amount of glass in there. I'll be shooting it at f11 and then it's just a case of waiting and seeing what happens. Of course the cloud could burn off before the sun drops down. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so the sun is actually just dropping behind part of the cloud, and that might give us an opportunity to get a shot. I'm not so sure this is going to be as impressive. The cloud's broken up a lot now. So we're getting some quite nice colours and rays across the scene now. That may actually come out quite nice. Maybe. So as the sun's kind of peeking out around the clouds, it's casting some quite nice light rays across the scene. I think I'm going to try a shot at f/16, see if we can get a sun star. Okay, so I think the sun's just dropping behind, either it's some thick cloud or it's one of the mountains out there, I can't tell for sure. But this might be an ideal time to get a shot. I'm still trying f/16 to see about a sun star. Yeah, I can see the sun's kind of cut in half now. So I'm going to take several shots as the sun disappears, just to see what we get. I'm thinking this is going to be a nice image actually. It's actually some cloud that it's disappearing behind. So we might even get another crack at this if it drops out of the bottom before it hits the mountains. And then it might be worth hanging on 20 minutes or so after sunset, because that cloud could light up. Okay, so the sun's just peeking out of a gap in the clouds. So again, worth just taking a few more shots. You can never really be 100% sure when the light's going to be at its best. Getting some really nice colours now as well, just around where the sun is. Okay, so the sun has now dipped behind the mountain. I took quite a few shots as it was going down, as it was breaking through the clouds and then ducking down behind the mountain. Don't know which one's going to be the best, just kept adjusting exposure, ended up on about 1/5 of a second I think at one point. But obviously it was getting darker, so adjusting the exposure to allow for that. And one of those images will just need to be processed, and I think it will be a nice shot. I'm going to be pleased with that. Of course, the mistake now would be to head off. Yes, the sun has gone. In fact, official sunset is still 7 minutes away, but it's behind the mountains. But right now is when we have the possibility of that sky lighting up. Once the sun gets a bit further down, it could bottom light those clouds. So it's definitely worth hanging on for another 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, just to see. Beautiful. Beautiful. I've had a really nice evening so far. Loving it. Right now there's clouds sitting around the mountains, kind of below the mountain tops, and they're just picking up a little bit of light, and there's a little bit of colour, actually getting more now in the clouds up in the sky. So I'm carrying on shooting. Now that the sun's gone, there's no need to keep at f/16 for the sun star, so I've gone back to f/11. Okay, so we've had some pretty nice colours up there. I think they're just starting to fade now, but I've taken a few shots, and I'm pretty sure one of them will be nice. Although I actually think that probably one of the slightly pre-sunset ones is going to be better, but I'll still share it with you anyway. Always worth hanging around after sunset, because you can never really be sure what's going to happen. The only time I wouldn't bother hanging around is if you've got clear skies, no clouds. Pretty sure that colour's starting to fade now. Okay, yeah, the colours are fading now, so we've had the best of it. What a fabulous evening. Hopefully I've got some interesting shots. Beautiful. Sometimes it all just comes together. Anyway, I've really enjoyed this evening. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me. If you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed watching the video, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button unless you've already subscribed, in which case thank you very much, I really appreciate it. Likes and shares are really helpful. They help to promote the channel, they help to get more people seeing it. So if you'd care to hit the thumbs up, the like button, that would be great, or share this video on social media, that would be fantastic. And comments, I love them. Comments down below, I love to read them and I love to respond, and I always respond. So that's it from a beautiful evening here on Cabezón del Oro mountain in the Alicante region of Spain. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, bye.